Hello, it's day 22, and I want to talk about K-pop. So you may be asking me, Kara, what does K-pop have to do with weight loss? Well, for me, actually, it does have a lot to do with weight loss. And after yesterday, where I had my little breakdown, I was listening to quite a lot of K-pop today to try to get myself motivated again, try to get myself revved up to try to go and live life. So yeah, I thought it would be a good thing to talk about today. And don't worry if you're not a K-pop fan. You don't actually have to know anything about K-pop to understand what I'm going to be going over today. Basically, all I wanted to talk about today was the Thinspiration boards that I used to visit on the internet a couple years ago. I won't actually say the name of the website that they were on because I don't really want people finding these Thinspiration boards because I think that they didn't really have people's health or wellness or mental health in mind when they were making those Thinspiration boards. But basically, it was K-pop themed. It would put all of your favorite K-pop stars on there in whatever outfit they looked best in, at whatever angle they looked best at, and you were supposed to use that as the inspiration. You'd look at these K-pop idols and be like, no, I'm not going to eat today because I want to look like that idol. So no, not healthy. But like most things on the internet, I feel like the people who made those Thinspiration boards, they kind of missed the main point of what a K-pop idol is trying to do. So for those of you who don't know, K-pop idols aren't just singers. They're kind of a cross between a rock star and an influencer, if you put those two things together. Like, yes, they sing music. Yes, they perform at concerts, but they also do YouTube videos and V-Lives, like live streams. They promote products. They, have very soft and intimate live streams with their fans. So yeah, they go from like multi-million-dollar concerts in packed stadiums all the way down to just a live streamer with a camera talking straight to you, just like I'm doing right now, very gentle, very intimate. It's a recipe for a parasocial relationship. K-pop fans aren't just fans of the music, they're fans of the people. And if you don't believe me, just go on Twitter right now and post any opinion about any K-pop idol and you will get some engagement, my friend, because people are very, very passionate about their idols. And one of the things that makes people so passionate about whoever their favorite bias idol is the beauty of that particular K-pop idol. Beauty is, of course, subjective, but I think that if there were such a thing as objective beauty, there are a lot of K-pop idols who you could look at and say, yes, that person is objectively beautiful. They're clean, they're well-groomed, they're styled, they're stylish. Like, yeah, that person is amazing. But you also have to keep in mind that the whole reason a K-pop idol is so, put together is that they have hundreds of people on their staff. Not only do they have dietitians and fitness trainers, they also have, stylists, whole crews, like squadrons of stylists. So they have assistants, they have runners who, their whole job is to go out, run, and get things. They have security details, drivers, they have secretaries. All of these people who their whole job is to just get that K-pop idol ready for that one perfect encapsulated moment. The concert or the live stream. You never see a K-pop idol at their worst. You always see them at their perfect, glossy perfection. Now, does anybody actually live their life like that? No, of course not. The K-pop industry isn't perfect. In fact, you can go and read a lot about the shady stuff that goes on in K-pop industries. Horrible abuse, slave contracts. There's really horrible things going on behind the scenes, but you would never know. You would never know because you're being sold an image, and all you see is the front. And yes, of course, you can go and look up the behind the scenes video, and you can hear the K-pop idol talking about what it was like to prepare for something. But again, That's not the real behind the scenes. You never see a K-pop idol waking up in the morning with mascara smeared across her face. You never see her puffy eyes after she jumps off of a 24-hour flight. You never see that because it's so tightly controlled. And I think that goes down to weight loss too. There are tons of idols who have been praised for their weight loss. For example, on that Thinspiration board I mentioned, the IU diet was going around pretty regularly. This was a diet that supposedly the idol IU would go on, where she ate 1 apple, 2 sweet potatoes, and 1 protein drink, and that was her whole day. Now, I could never find any, I guess, primary source for this diet. Now, keep in mind, I don't speak Korean. I don't understand Korean very well. So I have nothing except the English language articles I've read. And they never say if that's how IU actually eats, if she eats like that all the time, if that's just her special diet before a big show or before a photo shoot. They never really specify. I think it's a pretty extreme diet to the point where I think it's kind of unrealistic to believe that she eats like that every single day. And also the Jimin diet. Jimin from BTS. It was going around for a while that he just didn't eat. He didn't eat anything. Whoa, that's awful. And then later they tried to clarify that that's not actually what he said. What he meant was he didn't eat specific meals, he just snacked throughout the day. But it didn't matter, because by the time that explanation came out, the news that he didn't eat at all had spread to the far corners of K-pop fandom. And if you ask somebody now, what is the Jimin diet? If they know, they're probably going to say, oh, just don't eat. It's so unrealistic, and it's so damaging, I think. So I guess I'm kind of a casual fan in that sense. I don't really believe the K-pop idols are 100% as they present themselves to us. In fact, I know that they're not. I know that they're just selling an image to me. They're selling the idea of being young, successful, and beautiful. And yeah, that is fun to engage with every now and then. But I think it's also important for me, in particular, to really evaluate what attracts me to a specific K-pop idol. And actually, when I think about that, I notice that actually specifically with boy groups, I tend to gravitate toward the ones who are, I guess you would say, are less objectively beautiful. Now, I don't think there's any denying that every K-pop idol is just stunning to look at, but I tend to go for the idols who are not as popular as their group mates. I don't know, I think I just kind of love an underdog. But I think if you're comparing yourself to any celebrity, especially if you're comparing yourself unfavorably, you kind of need a reality check. Because, us normal, everyday people, we don't have a squadron of stylists. It's like that old adage, you're not ugly, you're just poor. And I do think that applies here.